Welcome everybody to another Geoguessr Shoutcast. Today we're looking at a match between Radox1988 and It's RC in the World League on Reddit, actually run by Radox. They are playing leg number 37. As you can see, RC is definitely in the lead here. He is in first place in the league after 37 rounds. Rado in 10th. It's RC has gotten 4 first places, and Radox's best place, I believe, is a 3rd. Overall in Geoguessr, It's RC also with a over 4,000 point advantage on Radox and their average rounds. I don't have any average kilometer off stats for them for this one, but they're both capable, of course, of putting up perfect scores. Recently, none of them have been in the podium position in the last few legs, so they'll be looking to try to take one of those this time, especially It's RC. So going into this matchup, definitely think It's RC is the favorite, but you never know. Radox may pull out a surprise victory here. I don't have a map screen for us here, but they will be playing on an AI-made world map with about 5,000 locations, I believe. So there is not a built-in balance to it. The locations are generated by the computer, so there's a bit of randomness involved. But without further ado, let's jump right in. So here we go, right in the beginning. And it looks like we're in Japan to start off already. Got a very interesting looking location for Japan. Probably pretty far south, if I would have to say something. Both players doing a good job of keeping their movement up, looking for that that vital clue that will give them the advantage. So far they have seen Japanese, but that's about it. It looks like Radox has seen a decent road sign about Yadori Beach, but that might not be too helpful. Oh, Radu has seen a provincial road sign, I believe, prefectural road sign, and he's got a very good road sign. Radu has seen it as well. They both have seen the, I believe that's the prefecture on the sign. It gets really hard with these fast-moving players to switch screens, so I think I'm going to, for the sake of not confusing you viewers, to just leave us on this dual screen. You'll notice that when we face off against some really good Geoguessr players, their movement is constant. They're going to take in as much information as they possibly can in the limited time. I believe they're playing with a 4-minute timer in this league. So they're going to try to use every second of that. They're not going to sit and ponder on signs. They're going to just read, gather, and move on. And again, some more winding roads around a bay in southern Japan. Not much to go off of. Japan is always a confusing country. A lot of the signs are hard to pin down if you don't have the very complex road number. Oh, we do have a telephone number for Radu. He has 09. If he knows anything about Japan, he knows that the area code is a Okinawan area code for Japan. I believe it was a 9-9. So they're maybe in a very southern island. Actually, maybe Kagoshima. But Kagoshima does contain quite a few islands stretching all the way down to, well, not all the way down to Okinawa, but quite a ways down to Okinawa. And you can notice that as they're looking at the map with about 30 seconds left, both of them are indeed looking in southern Japan in Kagoshima. I think they both have picked up on that prefectural road sign as well as the area code for Radu. Radu focusing on a bay he believes to be correct. Down to the last 10 seconds. Radox moving us back down to some islands, which is probably a better bet than being on the main island of Kyushu, and that will time us out. Let's see how they did. Yes, Radox getting a little bit of an advantage by moving us further south, 4,177. Radu, however, on the main island of Kyushu, only 3,660. So quite a good lead going into round 2 for Radox. The phone number a little bit confusing, but they also did see the prefectural road with the kanji, at least, of the prefecture. And it seems that both players took advantage of that. With this about 500 point advantage for Radox, I would not say this game is out of reach after round 1 for Radu. He's definitely within comeback position, but not the start he was probably looking for. These two players have kind of moved their rounds at very different times. So Radox definitely giving himself a hard time about missing the further south location. So let's jump ahead in the videos to where they will both be jumping into the next round. So here we go, round 2. We've got, looks like another Southeast Asian country. So not too far from round 1 in Japan. At least globally speaking. My immediate guess would be like Malaysia? Indonesia? I don't think I've ever seen that stop sign before. Unfortunate that that road number is blurred out for Radox. And again, you see Radu doing his best to just cover ground, gain as much information as he can. Or not. So far, I haven't seen anything that would really make it obvious of where our two players are. But they should have at least the rough geographic area. Given the nature of these two players, I would say that... What is Radu looking at here? Or yeah, this is probably Indonesia. Oh no, he's putting us in Malaysia. Interesting. He's on the other side of the island. Radox yet to look at the map and drop a pin. Yeah, Radu does have a address, a full address, at least street, city, and probably district or state. I don't know what it's called. And it looks like he has found it. He has found Papar. Looks like he's gonna try to look for the street. He has lots of street names. Radox also doing well to put us, oh, maybe in Malaysia? No, I think he's not quite sure, just like I was a little bit ago, whether or not we were in Indonesia or Malaysia. They share some islands, so it can be a little tricky to differentiate the two. Oh, Papar. Now, Radox has seen at least a decent chunk of information that Radu has. Ooh, Radox with a great look at a ferry terminal and some city names. That should help him out. We have about a minute left going into this round 2. Radu definitely with the information advantage, at least, really looking for the road. He's in the right area. Radox, however, is still looking for the right location. He actually has us in the wrong country right now. Yeah, he is looking in... Oh! Is he gonna find it? He's now looking on the right island. That could give him a good advantage. 30 seconds left. Is he going to drop his pin? No. Looks like Radu is desperately looking for where exactly to put us. Trying to home in on that location. That starting location is the key thing there, not just where that sign was. Radox is still on the wrong island with a few seconds left. 2, 1. He thinks he's found it. Has he? Yes, he's got 5,000 points. And he moves on real quick. Let's jump back a little bit in the video. There we go. Yeah, Radu, good job homing in, beating the current league leader on that guess. 5,000 points, and ace for Radu. He had a really good sign. I pretty much would say it's just down to that sign that gives you that complete address. And there's lots of road signs, so he was able to just backtrack, use all that information, and get that ace. Radox, however, coming into this round with a over 500 point lead, but on the wrong island. I don't think he was even in the right country. I believe he put us in Indonesia. Still, I didn't actually catch where he left the pin. But yeah, way off. Only 1,862. Easily a 3,000 point swing there. What a swing. Tough round for Radox. He had the information. He had the city. He had a few good road signs. It just appeared that he didn't know where they were, while Radu took full advantage of that. So that's quite unfortunate. So let's jump ahead in the videos. Let's get set up for round number 3. Given that 3,000 point swing, I don't think Radox will have a chance to come back on this one. Radu, will not always get 5,000 points on every round, but unless it's a really bad guess by Radu, I do not see him losing 3,000 points in the remaining 3 rounds. That would be quite the comeback by Radox. So here we go into round 3. Looks like we're in the mountains right away. Radu moves us into South America in Peru. Zooms in on the map. Doesn't drop a pin location though. Radox checking the sun. See if that will give him a little bit of information on the hemisphere. But just given the location and the style, he should know we're in South America somewhere. I don't think that's too much of a stretch. And they've seen some Spanish, so that will confirm it. Yeah, but these dusty old back roads in the mountains aren't exactly a fun time. Can be very sparse on information and tricky to pinpoint. Usually you can get the country out of these locations. Given your knowledge of the Geoguessr car, not the Geoguessr car, the Google car, and Google Street View coverage, but beyond that, it can be pretty tricky. Radox looking at a pretty good sign. He's got a, oh, there we go. A map of Peru with the state highlighted. He couldn't have asked for a better sign. That's a beautiful sign for Radox. He knows it, he should know almost exactly where we are. This, he could make up some ground here. We'll see how significant of ground it is. It all will depend on what Radu can find. So far, he has not found the map. He has not found the same village. I do believe they went in opposite directions. Radu still heading south. Radox heading a bit north into town, it appears. And sometimes that's what happens, right? It's that lucky guess of which way to go. You just kind of get lucky. You know, you pick north, then the town's north, or the right sign is north. And it gives you, you know, basically hands you the key to the kingdom there. The Geoguessr's wet dream right there, with a map with the state highlighted. Especially when you're in a mountainous province like this without any signs. Radu, though, does seem to have found some buildings, but nothing that would give him much more information. So as Radox moves to pinpoint our location, or do as best he can within the state that he knows we are in, Radu's still looking for that elusive golden ticket to where we are. He does think we're in Peru, so he shouldn't lose too many points, but we could be talking about, I don't expect Radox, given our location, to get an ace. Oh, very nice bridge right there for Radu. That should give him a little bit of help. He does go for northern Peru, which is exactly where he should be. This guy's knowledge of the world is just baffling. It's clear to see why he has 5 wins in the World League so far. He has seen far less information than Radox, but he is doing almost just as much with it. Radox making a guess, guessing 4,623 points. Not bad. Oh my word. Radu may be getting a little lucky. 4931 picks up another 300 points on Radox. That's just rough. So rough. Radox probably thought he had a little bit of an advantage there with that map, but Radu again showing off his skill. Why he's actually, he's currently top of the league. He's got 5 wins, but he, in total points, he is top of the league. He's definitely showing his true colors there, going into round 3. So not looking good for Radox at all. So we will jump ahead and get us into round 4. What am I looking at here for Radox in these final 2 rounds, with the match pretty much out of reach? I'm really looking at him. This is really annoying. I can't quite get the second I want. We're really looking at him trying to finish strong, right? Yes, you're really far behind, but you've got to finish strong. You got to, do the work, go back to the basics, and just try to knock out some solid 4.5s or higher, and just be happy with your overall performance despite a weak round 2. That's what I'm looking at for him. So here we go into round number 4. Ooh, we start off on a beautiful beach location. Given the fact that this isn't really a road, this might be a geo-trekker location. Google has started to add some backpack locations. We do see English there by Radox on the sign. So they don't just use cars anymore. They have people with cameras on their backs, and these people do hike trails to add them to the street view on Google. Really cool feature, but really annoying feature when you're trying to play a game like Geoguessr, because you're often limited to your location. They don't connect to a road and then switch over to the road view. They're often isolated, and it does appear that both players have hit dead ends in their movement. So that sign about Starlight Beach, which Radu is looking at now, campfires only during the day. Oh, day use only, no open fires. Okay, no open fires at all, and only can use during the day. Is about all they've got. It's a cloudy sky, so no real help from the sun on this one. You can see that, as Radu is pointing out, there's lots of land opposite of where we are. So we're either in an island close to a coastline, or we're just in a very large bay of some kind. Given the camera and the geo-trekker nature, I would say America. I don't think Australia has quite reached geo-trekker and that camera quality on them yet. Both looking in a very similar location off the coast of California. And we don't have a lot of information. I would even almost guess... Oh my word, Radu has found it. What a guess. He's found Starlight Beach. And he will guess, and he will get his second ace of the game, leaving no chance for Radox to get any points back. He is being ruthlessly efficient in this matchup, not giving Radox a chance. Not even a hope and a prayer. He still has a minute yet to put a pin down. He seems to be second guessing himself, but he was looking in the right location. If he doesn't put us in California, he'll be kicking himself for having looked at the island but not found the location. He's looking in the Caribbean, or maybe even now second guessing himself in the South Australia. We really don't want him to go there. That's not what we're hoping for. But honestly, with what you have, oh, he does guess Australia, giving him no points. Oh my word. Oh, just from bad to worse, out of the frying pan into the fire. 0 points. That puts Radu up by almost 9,000, I believe. Going into the final round, you know, mathematically impossible for Radox to do anything. What went wrong there? Not much, just a bit of luck by Radu to find the actual location. They started off looking in the exact same place, but maybe Radox just not catching the bit of information that Radu did, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, sometimes it just comes down to being lucky, scanning the right coastline, finding the right place. But yeah, fortunate. The name of the beach really was the saving grace there, for all the players, not just these two, that if you could find that, it would give it away. That's about all you really had on that. So going into round 5, what do we have? you know, just looking for an interesting final round. Radu can sit back and enjoy this, what appears to be a Russian guess. Especially with those above ground utilities, piping, which due to the nature of the ground, it makes it impossible to bury. And Radox here also looking just to finish strong. This should give him lots of information. We are in a town in Russia. He should definitely hope to do well here. Unlike the last few guesses, he's got plenty of information. He'll be looking to make the most of it, more for his own sake than for the competition. But yes, as we see going into this, Radu with a total of 18,591 points, Radox 10,662, an almost 8,000 point lead for Radu. So there is no way back in this for Radox at all. Russia, always an interesting time. Some road signs can be very informative. And if you know some basics of the Cyrillic alphabet, you can often work out some city names or even states. But obviously probably the best thing to do for Russia if you want to get good is simply to learn phone numbers. You don't have to learn a whole new alphabet. And if you can learn some basic phone numbers, that can definitely help you out. Especially with the nations, I believe, in Russia, the Federation. Other than that, a good thing to maybe work on is using some of that meta information, the coverage of Russia in Google Maps Street View can be to your advantage. If you know roughly where you are and you know that, say, that the west side or the north side of the state is not in Street View, you can avoid scanning that, looking for the town that you have. But Russia and Brazil kind of both have the reputation of being the perfect game killer. You've got 20,000 points going into round 5 and they give you Russia, and there goes your perfect score. Happens to many of us. Lots of good phone information for Radu, but with 40 seconds left, neither player has put down a marker. A bit tricky for them. Advertisements, like the one that Radox is looking at, are often good sources of information. They often have addresses on them for where the store is, or at least the region you're in. Many a time I have been told while doing Geoguessr by my fellow players that I missed the city name on the billboard. Radu zooming in on a city, he looks like he's got it. Radox, however, guessing roughly where he thinks we are. But it does appear that Radox guessing with a very nice lucky score. 4,364, 4,364 points. Not bad. Probably a little bit of luck on that, but he'll take it. Ooh, and Radu very far off. Probably zoomed into the wrong location. Thought he knew where we were, but not. But 3,296 points on that round, but largely academic because, yeah, he's already had a massive point lead, and dropping simply about 1,000 points isn't going to change anything. But it's something for Radox. He can take away that win. He knows he won 2 of the 5 rounds going into this. Not going into this, leaving this. So he can be happy with that. He won't be happy with the 3 in between. But he can take that away that he did manage to pull out at least 2 very good rounds against the league leader. Some confidence from that, but he will be kicking himself. A 0 is never something you want to see. Yeah. Well, that'll do us for today. I hope you enjoyed this look at the World League. Not just the Reddit League going on, but many, many leagues. So please check out the Geoguessr Reddit, where you can take part in those leagues, even if they've already started. You're more than welcome to join most of them and just practice and get your feet wet and checking out these leagues and testing yourself against these outstanding players. And there's always new leagues starting, so keep your eye on that. Definitely subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. Take care.